Welcome to MVCC Learning Commons Statistics Extras. Today I'm going to be talking about creating a frequency distribution and a histogram with 6 classes. At the bottom of the screen I have a box of data, and I'm going to be using this data in order to create my frequency distribution as well as my histogram. To begin, we have to start with finding our class width. And so in order to find our class width, we have a formula for this. And our formula is going to be our highest data value minus our lowest, all divided by the number of classes. As we look through our data, we see our highest number is down here at the bottom. It's going to be 50. Our lowest number is 3. And our classes are written in the instructions. It's going to be 6 classes. I'm going to put the numbers into the formula. I'm going to do 50 minus 3 all divided by 6, which gives me 47 divided by 6. And when I divide, I get a decimal that's 7.833. Now, when doing class width, you really can't have a decimal. Now, in order to find it, we take our decimal and always round up. Therefore, our class width is going to be 8. Now, this is the beginning of it. This is the start. We're going to take our class width and create a frequency distribution with our class width. So now we know that our class width, I'm going to abbreviate with CW, is 8. So I already have a chart down below. I'm just going to fill it in. Our first column is for our classes. We can start by filling that out. Our first number is going to be our smallest. Going to start with 3. Now, to find the rest of the numbers for our classes, we always have our lowest on the left-hand side and our highest on the right-hand side. To find the next lowest number, we go down with our class width. And I'm going to add that number, which is 8. So I'm going to add 8 to 3, and I get 11. And I keep doing this all the way down the chart. So I'm going to add 8 again, and I get 19. I keep adding. I get 27 and 35 and 43. I'm going to add once more. This number is not in my chart, but it's going to be helpful when finding my upper classes. So now when finding my upper class, because I can't just have 3, I'm going to look to my previous number. So the number below, so I'm going to look at 11. So my next number then has to be 1 less than that. So it's going to be 10. And I do the same thing all the way down. So my upper class for the second group will be 18. And I can keep going down and finding all of my upper classes. And now this is where this last one is helpful. I know that my number down below is 51, which helps me to find the last number in my chart, which is going to be 50. From here, you can now find the tally. So the tally is optional. Most of the time, it's just a column for classes and a column for frequency. I put one in here just to show you how I was going to be finding these numbers. If you don't have a tally column in your chart, you can always just add an extra column on the end of your chart to make one on your own. Now I'm going to go through my list and start adding little tick marks to where my numbers should fall within their classes. So 33, my first number in the top, goes in this fourth class down here. So I make a little mark. And I cross it off. 41 goes in the one below. I make another mark, cross it off. And I keep doing this all the way through, making marks, figuring out where they go, and crossing them off. This is one of the easier ways to do this. If you have a long list of numbers, it can be very difficult to figure out where they go. So having a tally column helps you to be able to keep track of your numbers and where they go, just so that you don't make a mistake. And then if you do, it's a little bit easier to go back and check. So I'm going to go through and finish up the rest of this here. And 39 and 3. Okay, so now we need to actually give the numbers. That's what a frequency distribution is. So I need to write down the numbers. I can't just leave the tally column. So my first, I have 5, and then 1, 2, 5 again, 4, and 3. And if you add up your frequency column, you should get the exact same number as just adding the numbers in your list. If you don't have the same numbers, you need to go back and double check, because you should have the same. After we complete our frequency distribution, which I have copied at the top of this next screen, we can make a frequency histogram. This is usually the last part of the question if you have them combined. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a little bracket here. So my frequency is going to go up the side. Just going to abbreviate FEQ. And I'm going to make some lines up the side. So this is going to be my highest frequency. So my numbers are pretty small. They only go up to 5. If you have larger numbers, you need to scale it. So maybe go up by 2s or go up by 4s or 5s, depending upon how big your numbers are. My numbers are small, so I'm going to go up by 1s. So this is 2, 4, 6. Okay, so when creating a frequency histogram, the bars must touch. This is different from a bar graph. So I'm going to leave a little bit of space at the bottom here, and I'm going to do the bar for my first class. It goes up to 5. So I'm just going to draw a little rectangle here. That's my first bar. My next one goes up to 1. So I'm going to just kind of tack it right next to it, make them about the same size, the best you can do. My next one goes till 2. So again, I have to attach them, make them about the same size. Next one goes to 5 again. And then 4. And then 3. So you can shade your bars if you want, you can keep them solids however you want, but you do have to label down below. To label your bars, you're going to take only the lower classes, only these numbers. And remember, we had a 51 as well. So you start by first labeling the bar down below with a 3 right here. Label the other side of that bar with the next lowest number, which is 11, and then keep labeling the sides. So the next one would be 19, and then 27, 35, 43, and then the farthermost edge gets the last number, 51. And there is your histogram. So this is how to create a frequency distribution and a histogram. I hope this answers all your questions. If you have any further questions or want to see more, don't hesitate to come and see us in the Learning Commons. Thank you.